point in his territory where knowing that he's more than likely going to come past there, and they'll urinate. Inside that urine will be a pheromone, like a smell, a scent, indicating that she's receptive, ready to breed. When he comes past and marks his territory a few days later, he's going to pick up on that scent, and he's going to know there's a female nearby that's ready to reproduce, and go down and follow her, and eventually when he finds her, spend some time with her, and wait until she's fully receptive and try and keep her in his territory so he can breed. But yeah, this is a white rhino over here, and you can see very clearly as he scratches his horn there, that square lip, that flat mouth for feeding on grass. He's a bulk grazing animal. Very, very prehistoric. Nice just to have a bit of a different angle and be slightly higher than the animals. Normally you're looking straight up, a straight line, in line with them from the vehicle. Look at that mouth, how it's operating. Actually quite interesting, because I don't see any grass there. I just see him, but he's chewing away on something. But now you can see perfectly how that mouth operates. You can see those lips are quite movable, they are quite agile, and he'll use those very, very flat lips to mow the lawn as he goes along. Just let his mouth run along the ground surface and pull up the grass and chew it up before it digests. I mean, a big guy like this could probably consume about 60 kilograms in a day. 60 kilograms of grass. These guys are purely grass feeders. That's one of the differences between them and the black rhino. The black rhino, he's got the pointed lip, carries his head up a lot higher, and feeds predominantly on, is a browsing animal, so feeds predominantly on leaves and branches and so on. Chewing on some bark there. Yeah, no, it looked like I just saw a piece fall out his mouth now. Looks like he's chewing on a piece of bark that's like of a tree that's lying over there, which is quite interesting. It's very interesting if you look at this animal's head, just how bizarre it is. I mean, it's got a very long skull structure, a very long head, and those eyes are placed down quite low down on the head. Over there. Again, looks like he's trying to break off a piece of bark. Very strange behavior. But by looking at those eyes, how low down they are on the head structure, I mean, imagine this animal walking through grass that's half a meter tall and he's busy feeding. That grass will totally cover up his eyes. He's not going to see a thing. He's going to have his eyes buried right inside the grass. And that's a very realistic situation. Bulk a grass feeder, that's as he's walking around feeding, his eyes will be covered up by the grass. But what's very interesting is to look where the ears are placed. His ears are right on top of the head. So although the eyes aren't really used that much, he doesn't have very strong eyesight. those ears will be right above the level of the grass, and they'll be moving continuously in different directions, independently picking up sounds. It's almost like big trumpets or funnels or little satellite dishes. You can just see how they're moving around, and he's listening to any sounds that come. Look over here, just on the ground. This area here. You can see on that area there's quite a bit of dung around here. Some fresh dung, some old dung, all kind of spread up and broken up. Not really in large pats, except for the new stuff. Yeah, except for the new stuff just down over here. It's quite interesting. It's just what we were talking about with the rhino. You can see here I'm holding a nice big chunk of rhino dung. One could ask, when you look at it, it doesn't look very, very different from elephant droppings. It's the same size, and both the elephant and rhino drop dung that's pretty much in the same size, the balls. But what you want to look at and what you want to remember is what the animal feeds on. Remember, what goes in must come out. Now, elephants, we know, have got a very wide variety in their diet. They eat fruits, they eat berries, they eat leaves, sticks, grass, roots, bark, a whole variety of things. Well, rhinos are predominantly grazers. So if you take this dung over here and you break it up and you look inside, you can actually see there's just fine pieces of grass over there. So it's definitely an animal that eats just grass. So this definitely belongs to a rhino. Plus rhinos do chew their food a lot better than elephants. Remember, elephants only digest about 40% of what they feed on. So a lot of undigested vegetation passes through into their dung. So you end up getting sticks and leaves and seeds and so on inside the dung. Well, here you can see it's just finely chewed grass. So this is definitely rhino. What's happening over here is this is what I was talking about earlier, one of the areas where the rhinos mark their territory. We call it a midden. Now a male rhino will come walk along over here, and we might lose you guys. I really hope we don't. I'd like to show this to you, but our batteries are beeping a bit. What a male rhino, he'll walk up over here, he'll turn around, drop his dung, kick it up with his feet, get a rich scent on his feet, and then walk along to the next place and mark his territory in various locations. And the rhinos coming into the area know that this is a dominant male's territory. They can smell that from this little male. And females moving into the area and looking for a male, they will use this as a place to urinate, to get the smell from the urine onto his midden. And when he comes again, then he knows there's a female ready to breed. It's like a rhino email service. You just leave your email over here, you leave your smell over here, it's whatever's happening, and then you move up to the next one, and any other rhinos come over here, they check for messages and they know what's going on, dominant male, receptive female, and so on. So it's quite an interesting and very, very important part of rhino social structure, is these middens over here. Well, if we lose you folks, I think our batteries are just about to go. It's been great having you, and enjoy the rest of the morning. We'll probably see you a little bit later on this afternoon at 4 o'clock Central African time.